Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ IS. My name is Shubham Sagar and today we'll talk about 15 most important INC sessions and their most important features. So Congress was formed in 1885. From 1885 till 1947, ideally if you calculate it and if you do CSAT, so you will realize that or you'll feel like 63 sessions must have happened. But that is not the exact number. 63 is not the number of sessions which happened. There were certain years where no Congress session happened. So what we will do is we'll have a brief overview of all the sessions or the most important sessions which happened, and we'll have a brief overlook and we'll have a look at those sessions, and at the end we will summarize with 15 most INC sessions and in the order. Let's say if I have written a particular session at the top, let's say that is Lahore 1929 session, Purna Swaraj, complete independence. So that means it has to be at the top. That should be your first priority. We are just taking it as an example. So we'll talk about 15 most important INC sessions, but before that, let's have a brief overview about these INC sessions. And what are the things which are important here? You can have a look at these slides. I'm not going to read these slides for you. The most important part here is please pay attention, and this will help you in eliminating option. The president of INC sessions, let's say we talk about Umesh Chandra Banerjee, George Ulay, Dadabhai Naoroji, etc., etc. So they mostly belong to a region other than where the Congress session was being held. So let's say you know that any Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was from Maharashtra region, and if let's say Congress session is happening in that particular region, then there is a very high probability that Marathi people will not be a part or will not be the president of that particular Congress session which is happening in Maharashtra. So I've written here mostly, but the scenario is almost more than 90% of the cases it happened. Mostly why? Because we will talk about a particular session, 1936 Lucknow session if I'm not wrong. In that scenario, Jawaharlal Nehru shouldn't have been the president because he is from, UP region, but he was the president in that particular session. So there are some exceptions, but more often than not, this particular thing works. President mostly belonged to a region other than where the Congress session was being held. First session, see, whenever I teach this particular part, I always tell students to pay attention. Like 1885 session, W.C. Banerjee, he is the president. He's an Hindu. 1886, Dadabhai Naoroji, he is the president. He is a Parsi. And he became president later on also in 1903 or 1893 rather and 1906. 3 times. Dadabhai Naoroji 1886, 1893, 1906. And then the third session, which is Badruddin Tayyabji, first Muslim president. UPSC has already asked a question on this. So he is Muslim. And then when you go back to the next slide, 1888 George Ulay, and he is a Christian. So 4 people, 4 different religion, that shows India's secularism. And that's how you can also remember these names. Fine. What else, sir and ma'am? Just have a look at these sessions and then we will summarize with 15 most important sessions that will be coming. And remember the order. In that order only, you have to read those sessions. Fine. So 4th session held at Allahabad, we have talked about it, George Ulay, and he is a Christian. 4 people, 4 different religion. 1896. Now from there we have jumped to 1896, Calcutta session. Rahmatullah Sayani, national song Vande Mataram sung for first time. Anything first is very important. This you have to keep in mind. Your first love, your first this, your first essay or anything which you have done for the first time. Similarly here also, national song Vande Mataram sung for the first time. So 1896 session becomes important. Is it the most important INC session? I will be very frank here. No. We will talk about the most important 15 INC sessions just few moments from now. 1899 Lucknow, Romesh Chandra Dutt, demand for permanent fixation of land revenue. Now there is a question for you people. R.C. Dutt, just like we talk about Dadabhai Naoroji. We talk about Dadabhai Naoroji because he talked about drain of wealth from India. He exposed the economic exploitation which was happening or which was done by Britishers. So R.C. Dutt, was he also a part of, did he write any book which also exposed the economic exploitation which was going on in India by the Britishers? If you know that book, you can post it in the comment section. Now here, 1885 session, very important because that is the first Congress session. 1905 to 1907 sessions, again these sessions are very, very, very important because during this particular period, if you follow modern history, you may have you may know that Swadeshi, boycott, partition of Bengal, all these things were going on. So 1905 to 1907 session, you have to read them one by one. You cannot, break them apart. 1905, Banaras, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, proclamation of Swadeshi. 1906, we have just discussed in the previous slide, Dadabhai Naoroji. 1886, 1893, 1906. So now again, Dadabhai Naoroji will be coming. He is George Yule, and the more images you see, the better you will become. 1906 Calcutta, President Dada Bhai Naroji. I'm reiterating it again and again. 1905, 1906, 1907. You cannot skip these sessions. These are very important sessions. 4 resolution on Swaraj, boycott, Swadeshi and national education. Again, a UPSC PYQ has already been asked on this. Why this guy is saying I or something like that? Because if you read modern history, you will realize grand old man of India, Dada Bhai Naroji, he is yatra tatra sarvatra. That means he's, omnipresent. He's everywhere. So yeah, that is the question which raises I that Dada Bhai Naroji is anywhere and everywhere. He was that good. Indifferent, right? You talk about Rast Guftar. You talk about he becoming one of the first members of, who represented India in British Assembly and British Parliament. So he did a lot of things. You cannot count it on your hand, the number of things which he did. And yeah, so he was that great, and that's why he's known as Grand Old Man of India. 1907, Surat Session. Surat split, this is called as. Congress got divided into moderates and extremists. Ras Bihari Bose is the president. Please pay attention here. There's one more personality whose name is Ras Bihari Bose, who is associated with Indian National Army. Ghosh and Bose, they are not the same. And that's why maybe he is getting confused. So Ghosh, Bose, pay attention to that. Now your work is to find more about Ras Bihari Bose, who is associated with Subhash Chandra Bose, Indian National Army, Mohan Singh, and Ras Bihari Ghosh is a different personality. 1910, Allahabad President Sir William Wedderburn. In 1909, Morley Minto reforms came. Separate electorates were introduced for Muslims. Jinnah did not like it. Jinnah up until 1920 was part of Congress. In 1916, Calcutta session, or Lucknow session rather. Was it Lucknow? Yes, it was Lucknow. Lucknow Pact, we call it, 1916 session. In that particular 1916 session, Congress, moderates and extremists will come together. Congress and Muslim League will come together. And in that particular session, Sarojini Naidu will say that Jinnah is the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. So you have to remember who said what about whom, and the situation changed and people also changed. Jinnah left Congress in 1920. So 1911, Calcutta President B.N. Dhar, first time recital of Jana Gana Man. First time recital of Vande Mataram song. When it happened, again, you can post it in the comment section. Please pay attention, 1905 to 1907, very important. 1915, Bombay, President S.P. Sinha. Now, there is a question for you again. If you know it, post it in the comment section. Is he the same Satyendra Prasanna Sinha, who was the first member of Viceroy's Executive Council by 1909 Act, that is Morley Minto reforms? If you know it, post it in the comment section. 1916, Lucknow Pact. Just like 1907, Surat split, Lucknow Pact is very important. A.C. Majumdar, Ambika Charan Majumdar. Many people confuse like Ambika, so she must be a girl. No, Ambika sir is a sir. He is Ambika Charan Majumdar. Don't confuse the word Ambika with that. This is a lady. No. Lucknow Pact, very important. Again, we have just discussed. Moderates and extremists, they came together. Congress and Muslim League came together. Congress accepted separate electorates because they wanted unity. So all these things happened in 1916. We are just talking about the summary. 1917, Calcutta. Annie Besant became the first woman president of Congress. PYQ. First woman president, Annie Besant. First Indian woman president, Sarojini Naidu. So pay attention to these keywords, very important. 1918, special session, Syed Hussain Imam, and they were talking about Montague Chelmsford reforms, which will later on become 1919 Act. 1919, Amritsar, Motilal Nehru, support to Khilafat movement, and all the things which will go on, we'll talk about it, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, etc. 1920, period of non-cooperation movement. So 2 sessions happened in this particular period, and here, reorganization or reconstitution of Congress on linguistic basis, that will pave way for further linguistic reorganization of states later on. Jinnah ji left INC, we have talked about this, fine. Just pay attention to have a brief overview of all these sessions, and at the end we'll see 15 most important sessions, means most important INC sessions in that order. If something is at the first, you have to read it again and again and again and again. Fine. Cool, sir. So 1922 Gaya session, he is C.R. Das. Chittaranjan Das, formation of Swaraj Party happened. People were disillusioned with the withdrawal of NC or non-cooperation movement, and C.R. Das and this is Motilal Nehru, they together form Swaraj Party. 1924 Belgaum. Where is Belgaum? Is it in Karnataka? If you know it, post it in the comment section. M.K. Gandhi, only session presided over by Mahatma Gandhi. Only first, all these are important. 1925, first Indian woman president, Sarojini Naidu, Kanpur. 1928, Calcutta, Motilal Nehru. And don't confuse it with Jawaharlal Nehru. Motilal Nehru, formation of All India Youth Congress. 1929, the most important INC session. You cannot forget this session. UPSC loved this session. The number of questions they have asked on 1929 Lahore session is, you cannot count it. If you go back, last 20, 30 years, you will see how many questions they have asked on Lahore session. We have talked about Poon Swaraj. Up until now, we were talking about dominion status, civil disobedience movement to be launched, and 26 January 1930 was celebrated as Independence Day on the bank of river Ravi. 1931 Karachi session, Vallabhbhai Patel, first time they have put resolutions on fundamental rights. And this is the most important part, the fundamental right provision. And then Gandhi-Irwin Pact endorsement. Gandhiji will go to London to attend second roundtable conference, all these talks. 1936 Lucknow session. This is what is the exception which we were talking about. That generally the people who are belonging to that particular presidency, they should not be the president. This is an exception. Most of the people believe that. If you feel like why he became or why he broke that norm, now Jawaharlal Nehru sir, you can post it in the comment section. That generally the place where you belong to, you will, not be becoming president. Like if something is happening in UP and if you are from UP, you should not be, becoming the president. That was the norm. 1938 Haripura. Where is Haripura? Is it in Gujarat? Post it in the comment section. Now 1938-39. Here the tussle will start, especially in 1939 between Subhash Chandra Bose and Mahatma Gandhi over who will become president. Mahatma Gandhi ji was supporting Pattabhi Sitaramaiah. Pattabhi Sitaramaiah lost by a narrow margin in 1939. Gandhi ji took it personally. And then Subhash Chandra Bose, although he became the president, he realized that he will not be able to, fulfill his duties with proper honesty because Gandhi ji was not supporting him. So he resigned and he left. He formed Forward Bloc. Rajendra Prasad filled the vacuum. He was appointed the president. Many people may feel like Pattabhi Sitaramaiah became the president. No. After Subhash Chandra Bose left, Rajendra Prasad became the president. Tripuri. Where is Tripuri? Is it in Madhya Pradesh? Post it in the comment section. 1938-39, important sessions. 1941 to 45, no sessions happened because at that time World War II was going on and there were so many things which were going on. Quit India movement was going on. No Congress session. 1946, last session before independence, J.B. Kripalani. How is he associated with Sucheta Kripalani? If you know it, post it in the comment section. And many people felt like he was a candidate for prime ministership, but Gandhiji supported Jawaharlal Nehru, so Jawaharlal Nehru became the president, and it means prime minister of India. And J.B. Kripalani, this is also a PYQ. Who was the president of INC at the time of independence? The answer is J.B. Kripalani. UPSC has already asked a question on it. So please pay attention to these points. These are important points. A man who could have been PM, Prime Minister, had the second highest votes after Sardar Patel, but backed down after Gandhiji endorsed Nehru's name for India's PM. You can have a look at all these points. How is he associated with Sucheta Kripalani? You can post it in the comment section. Now, just like Rajpal sir is looking at someone with, such concentrated eyes and such love in his eyes, same way you have to look at these sessions. First means this is the most important session, and how we have arranged it based on the number of questions which UPSC has asked on different sessions in the last 30, 40, 50 years. So Lahore, they love. Just like Guru Randhawa loves Lahore, like the Lahore Diya, similarly UPSC loves Lahore. 1929 Lahore session, Poon Swaraj. 1916 Lucknow Pact, Ambika Charan Majumdar. 1905 Banaras, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Swadeshi. 1906 Calcutta, Dadabhai Naroji. 1907 Surat, Ras Bihari Ghosh, not Bose. 1885 Bombay, everything first is important. First Congress session. 1931 Karachi, fundamental rights, Vallabhbhai Patel. Then 1920 the time of non-cooperation movement, special session and normal session. Please remember the order, keep a tab on the order. 1946 Meerut, last session before independence, and J.B. Kripalani. 1938 Haripura, Gujarat, Subhash Chandra Bose. 1939 Tripuri, clash between Gandhiji and Subhash Chandra Bose, so it becomes important. 1922 Gaya, C.R. Das, Swaraj Party will be formed, so this is important. 1917 Calcutta, Aini Besant, first woman president of INC. 1925 Kanpur, first Indian woman president of INC, Sarojini Naidu. 1924 Belgaum, Karnataka, only session presided by Gandhiji. So these are 15 most important INC sessions which you cannot forget. Now some questions based on these INC sessions. This is one question in front of you, PYQ. Based on 1906 session, there were 4 resolutions. I have shown you that, and I have told you that PYQs has been asked, like question has been asked. Out of those 4 resolutions, which one of the following was not one of those resolutions? You can pause me and you can tell me the answer in the comment section. The answer is A, annulment of partition of Bengal. Let's go to another question, and this was the slide which we have seen, 1906, 4 resolutions, Swaraj, boycott, Swadeshi and national education. Then second question, first woman president of INC, Sarojini Naidu, first Muslim president, Badruddin Tayyab. Pause me before I tell you the answer. The answer is B2 only. First woman president is not Sarojini Naidu, was not Sarojini Naidu, it was any Besant. First Indian woman president was Sarojini Naidu. So answer is B2 only. Third question of the day. You have to match list 1 with list 2. I'm not showing, if I can show you the other slide also. These are the options. You can come back. And even let's say, you know certain things like Surat split. You know it happened 1907. You know Purna Swaraj resolution 1929. Lahore session, Guru Randhawa, Lagdi Lahore diya. So let's say if you know A4D1. That was the thing which we know, A4D1. Are we able to solve this question? Yes, sir. A4D1. B is the answer. So you can tell me in the comment section how many out of these 3 questions you got right. And if you want this particular PDF, then you can join Fun Study with Shubh, because study should be fun. And there I will upload this particular PDF. Fine, sir and ma'am. That's it for me. I am going, in the words of Rajpal Yadav sir, and I will see you soon. Please revise these sessions. Very important. It doesn't matter which exam you are preparing for. Very, very, very important sessions. Take care. Be blessed. I will see you soon.